Welcome everyone. This is going to be my 2023 Blu-ray update video. I did one a few years ago, but the collection has grown massively since. Not everything is in shelf because I don't have enough space, so things are outside. Just wanted to give an update. I'm going to be talking about each title individually, so this will be a long video. If you enjoy the content, stick around, watch each part, and then let me know any comments below, any type of questions. I love to answer it and read what everyone thinks. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with each row, and I'm going to move things in real time because I'm very bad at editing. I'm not very good at video stuff, so I'm just going to tape it the best I can, and hopefully everything is clear. So I'll start with this row. I have some Funkos here. I have Belle, I have Audrey Hepburn, I think this is Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and another Belle. So I'm just gonna move things. Things will fall in real time as they always do. So I hope I can get through this just fine. Some of the titles are in plastic wraps as well. I actually do have some other stuff here. So sometimes it's a mix, this film, and also I have cassettes. This is Aurora's, her latest album, Churches, and Billie Eilish. I do have a cassette player, but don't really use it. It's not very, good quality. It's just more for show collecting, if anything else. So I'll start with some of the titles out here. Things are gonna definitely fall. This is an Alfred Hitchcock 4-film collection: Suspicion, Wrong Man, Dial M for Murder, and I Confess. I got it for these three. I have an individual copy of Dial M for Murder, which I like. And the reason I got this is, if I'm not mistaken, they're not in this set, this Alfred Hitchcock Ultimate Collection. I wish I could just take it out and just show everything. So I'm not really going to go through the titles. But this has a large number of Alfred Hitchcock films, but I don't believe any of those are in it. So that's why I got it, just to kind of complete it. Has all the classics: North by Northwest, Vertigo, Dial M for Murder, Rope, Psycho, Birds, everything. One of my favorite filmmakers of all time. Definitely top 5. Definitely worth it if you are a fan. Sorry for the dust. I haven't touched things in a while here. Audrey Hepburn collection, my favorite actress of all time. This one has Breakfast at Tiffany's, Funny Face, and Sabrina. All great films. You can't go wrong with her. She's such a phenomenal actress. Here's another set that came out more recently. This one also has Breakfast at Tiffany's, Funny Face. It also has Sabrina, but also My Fair Lady, Paris When It Sizzles, Roman Holiday, and War and Peace. So it's kind of more of a definitive collection. I have a lot of her titles single. So here we go. We have My Fair Lady as well, in a pretty nice, I don't know what they call this, but it's like a little magnetic here. I guess it's a digibook. But yeah, this one I think I got because it has Paris When It Sizzles, and I don't have that solo. I do have Roman Holiday somewhere and War and Peace. Actually, I might not have War and Peace. I really don't know. We'll see. So yeah, those are the Audrey Hepburn stuff. This is a custom-made Are You Afraid of the Dark, complete 7 seasons on Blu-ray. I'm not sure where I know I got it on eBay, but I don't know who the seller was. It works completely fine. The episodes work fine. Something from the childhood, which I really like. Let me know if you like that show as well. The Batman Motion Picture Anthology 1998 to 97. This is, it has Batman, Batman Returns, Forever, and Batman and Robin. I love all three, especially, I actually really like Forever. It reminds me of my childhood. Obviously, Batman Returns, and the original is great. I don't like Batman and Robin, but if you're gonna get it, you might as well complete it. Another complete collection right here. This is the 6-film Alien and Alien collection. So it has Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, Resurrection, Prometheus, and Covenant. I love the first two. I guess it's a personal preference if you like Alien or Aliens more. I do like Prometheus. I remember watching that one in the cinema and really being blown away. Covenant was disappointing. I don't know if there's any more. I think I have all of them. I don't think they made any more since then. Oh, they do have the Alien vs. Predators, which I do have somewhere. It won't be here alphabetically, but it will be somewhere in this collection. Towards the end, things are not going to be alphabetical. They're just going to be in boxes and just random. The Before trilogy, Richard Linklater's best films in my opinion. Let me just see my camera. Okay. So Before Sunrise, Sunset, and Midnight. Fantastic trilogy, beautiful dialogue, great acting. Definitely one of the best trilogies of all time and worth owning on Criterion. And then I have Avatar. I got this one used, but it's pretty. It's a pretty good set. I think it's a few discs. Good movie. I'm not crazy about Avatar. I think Avatar 2 is definitely way better and worth watching in the best format you can find in the theaters. I'm not that crazy about Avatar 2 as well, but definitely worth checking out. Just visual as a visual spectacle, and James Cameron knows what he's doing because that film is making money. All right. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So I guess I'll just start with the top stuff and then move lower. It's gonna be a messy video. All right, so here we have Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. This is gonna be kind of random. Anchorman 1 is there, but it's gonna be one of the ones I touch later. So Anchorman 2, don't love it as much as the first one, but it's okay. There's moments in it that's pretty funny. And then we have Angels and Demons on Steelbook. I read the book for this one and I really like it. I also like the Da Vinci Code. The movie versions of the Robert Langdon series, I've read all the books as well. The book is definitely better, but I enjoy the movie. It's a good series that kind of mixes history, location history, art history with thriller. I like it. Animal House. This is pretty much a classic. One of my more recent pickups. National Lampoon. Kind of a spy thriller. Feels like Lucy or like John Wick. Anna. I haven't seen this actress or model in anything else, but this was an alright movie. I'm just angry that it didn't come with a slipcover when I got it. I think it deserved one. Got this one for pretty cheap. I know people aren't a fan of this one, but I like it. Good music, I think. Modern update to the original Annie, which I'm not a huge fan of. They also shot parts of this in my college. That's why I have it as well. Annihilation. I think this took like maybe 2 or 3 watches to really enjoy what it was offering. This is the same director of Ex Machina, and it's fantastic. I think it's kind of bone chilling at times, especially with that hybrid bear, mutated bear. Very good film, one that makes you think. This is Ant-Man on Steelbook. Pretty good film, pretty good MCU films. I have all my MCU films like sparse throughout. I don't separate things. Everything's alphabetical for the most part until I've not been able to update it alphabetically anymore. Ant-Man and the Wasp Steelbook. I think both films are kind of similar in quality. Like, both are good. I can't really tell you which one I like better. This was a Dollar Tree pickup for $1. Anthem of a Teenage Prophet with Cameron Monaghan from... What's that? Shameless. Not a good film. Don't even remember it that well. The Apartment is a great film, a classic. They do modern updates of this one, but this is a fantastic film. I'm trying to think how to navigate this. I might have to just move things down below and then just go this way. Sorry, this is like a real-time, as live as it gets kind of thing. I'm so bad at editing things. Aquaman. Pretty good DC film. Nothing crazy. I've only seen it once. Never had the urge to watch it again, but it is a nice steelbook. I don't know what's going on with DC anymore. Aquamarine. No hate. This is a good film. Very rewatchable film. Very funny as well. I love this film. Apocalypse Now on Steelbook. It has the Redux version as well. I've only seen this once a very, very, very long time ago, so I don't remember it that well, and I've never been able to rewatch it again, unfortunately. Maybe one day. Here's one that I really like. I paid a lot for this one because it was rare at the time. I know they came out with it again, but Apocalypto, the best Mel Gibson directed film, and just absolutely amazing from beginning to end. Love that film. One of my favorites. Apollo 13 Steelbook. This is a Ron Howard film. Pretty good film. I'm very into space type films. You'll see that because I have a lot of them in my collection. Arrival. Nice Steelbook that they did here. Denis Villeneuve film. A lot of people think this is his best one. I wouldn't argue that. It's not my favorite one, but very good film. Another great film is The Art of Self-Defense. I'm not sure who this filmmaker is, Riley Stearns. I don't know if I've seen them do anything else, but this is just one of the best black comedies out there. Jesse Eisenberg's fantastic in it. If you have not seen this film, please watch it. I can't recommend it enough. It's so good. Assassination Nation. I think this is the from the filmmaker of Euphoria, which I'm not really a fan of that show, even though I watch it. Okay film, kind of feels more like a montage than a film, and like it goes for shock value, things like that. Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Great acting performances here by Casey Affleck and Brad Pitt. Good film. John Carpenter's original Assault on Precinct 13. Had to have this in the collection. I think they had a good Shout or Scream Factory sale, and this was one of the pickups that I did, and that is one you should have in your collection because it's a great film. Hey, let's try to move this in the best way possible. Alrighty, so we have Atomic Blonde on Steelbook. I really like this film. I know this is from one of the filmmakers of John Wick or both or something, but good film, good kind of spy thriller with style. Charlize Theron's good in it. I would not mind a sequel at all. I think it's a great one. Audrey, More Than an Icon. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge Audrey Hepburn fan. This is kind of a documentary chronicling her life. Pretty good if you're a fan. This is Austin Powers triple pack, International Man of Mystery, Spy Who Shagged Me, Goldmember. I like all of them. I can't really tell you which one my favorite one. Maybe Spy Who Shagged Me is the best one, but they're all good. Kind of like a James Bond spoof. Here's the Alien, the rest of the Alien. Alien versus Predator double feature. I don't mind these films. I used to hate them when I was younger, but even Requiem, it's not that bad. The only problem with Requiem is the Blu-ray, or maybe just the film, is so dark. Sometimes it's hard to see things, but having a giant sci-fi monster mashup like this with two, classic film horror icons is pretty good, pretty cool. I have Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. Everyone has these in their collection. Pretty good films. Avengers is better than Ultron. Ultron gets a little bit of hate, I guess. And then Infinity War, which I think was really good. Steelbook. And then Endgame, which is really good. Fantastic. They could have, if they wanted to, have ended it here. Because I haven't been a huge fan of anything Marvel related after that, unfortunately. Not to that level. I think they could have just ended it there. Baby Driver. I honestly don't like this Steelbook that much, but I think this is a great film. This kind of made me appreciate Edgar Wright a little more. Good film. Netflix original, I got like a bootleg of The Babysitter. Pretty good film. I like this one. I have the sequel somewhere too. Yeah, it's sequels right there actually. Oh my god. Things are so hard to get out of here, so I apologize. The Babysitter Killer Queen, another bootleg of a Netflix film. I never know when streaming services will remove things. That's why I'd rather just have it on physical media, even if it's like a Netflix original. I don't know if they're ever gonna remove it, so like, how will I ever watch it if they do? All right. Oh, things are gonna fall here. Bad Santa. Not really a Christmas classic for me. Like, I don't watch it every Christmas, but good film. Raunchy, that one. Another raunchy film that I really like actually is Bad Teacher. I didn't buy it for that much. I bought it for like a couple of bucks used. But I'm a huge fan of Cameron Diaz, no matter what people say, and I think this is one of her best roles, like where she's just kind of doesn't give a fuck. Bad Times at the El Royale, another good film. It's rewatchable with a good cast, nice ensemble cast. One of my favorite filmmakers of all time is Terrence Malick, and this either is his first film or his second film, but fantastic film. Badlands, that one. I watched Baywatch for the first time a few years ago, and then I had a Pamela Anderson kick. Got Barbed Wire. I like that film quite a bit. It's not, nothing like super quality, but good film. Barbarella, another film that's not known for its quality. It's just like a, Babe with a gun kind of thing. Jane Fonda, that's a good one. I really like this steelbook too. I have a lot of steelbooks in my collection, and I'll point out which ones I like the way they look. The Barn, this was a horror pack exclusive, limited edition. I know they made a second one. This is a decent film. A horror pack, I subscribed for a few months, and then I started getting titles that I already had in my collection or ones that I didn't care about, so then I unsubscribed. Basic Instinct, I had another version of this. Actually, yeah, no, forget what I said. Basic Instinct, pretty good film with Sharon Stone. The completionist in me got Basic Instinct 2. I know it sucks, and a lot of people do not have that in their collection, and that's probably a wise thing. So I'm just gonna get these out of the way, and then I'll go title by title. Sorry for the delay in things. I'm gonna try to figure out a better method to move things around next time. I'm so bad at this. Alright, so these are the numbered titles first. 2 Days in New York. This is a sequel to 2 Days in Paris with Julie Delpy, and I think it was Adam Goldberg in the first one. I don't know, that one's not on Blu-ray, even though I like that film. Or maybe it is and I just haven't checked, but this is a good film. I like that one. I think she directed it as well. I'm pretty sure she did. 310 to Yuma. Good Western, like a modern, not like it's like a more recent Western. James Mangold, actually, underrated filmmaker. Actually, he probably gets a lot of praise for what he does, but I really like that film, and I like Ford versus Ferrari a lot. This is a 4-pack of Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. One from my childhood, really like that one. I like Guantanamo Bay as well. Didn't care for the Christmas one that much, and I don't like Beer Fest. I actually am not a fan of Beer Fest or Super Troopers, that filmmaker, whatever his name is. Not a fan. Lethal Weapon 4 film collection. I like all 4 of these. I might need to rewatch to see which one's the best, but honestly I like all 4 of them pretty similarly. Another 4 film favorite. This is a Matthew McConaughey pack. Magic Mike, A Fool's Gold, Failure to Launch, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. They're all pretty good. I'm not that huge on Magic Mike, even though I do want to see the new one or the last one. Fool's Gold, didn't care for. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Failure to Launch are pretty good rom-com type films. Tim Burton 4 film favorite. Beetlejuice, Sleepy Hollow, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Corpse Bride. I have Beetlejuice and Sleepy Hollow in separate editions, steelbooks I think, and this is just for Corpse Bride and this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, even though I don't really like this film. Just wanted to own it, I guess. This is a 5 films, 5 years, Golden Age of Erotica, Volume 1 and 2, with some titles here, if you can read it. Yeah, is it Volume 1 and 3? I don't know. This, a kind of an odder collection title, 6 Degrees collection. It's Kevin Bacon, so it's big picture, Flatliners, Hollow Man, Trapped in the Cut, Where the Truth Lies. I got this mostly for Flatliners and Hollow Man, but I think this film, Where the Truth Lies, was not bad either, and maybe In the Cut was alright as well. I can't tell you if I remember these two, but if you're a Kevin Bacon fan, I don't know why I'm moving these up there. I could just go like this. Alright, so 12 Angry Men. Good film. Great film, actually. One of the first Criterions that I owned in my collection. Yeah. One of the best films that takes place just in one location. Wonderful film. Very rewatchable as well. 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is a sequel to... I think I'll just do it like this now. 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is a sequel to Cloverfield, which is one of my favorite films of all time. Wonderful John Goodman performance. I did not like the Paradox. I think that film was trash. And I heard they're doing a direct sequel to Cloverfield, which I'm very excited for. 10 Things I Hate About You. Great rom-com with Heath Ledger. I was a big fan of him before he passed away. So I have a good number of titles from him in the collection as well. Another person's films that I have a lot of is Elle Fanning, who I really like. 20th Century Woman, pretty good film here. Also has Greta Gerwig in it. The 21 and 22 Jump Street collection. Good comedies with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. A lot of surprises in those. And another double pack of 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Danny Boyle film, 28 Days Later. Pretty good viral zombie type film. 30 minutes or less. Pretty good comedy. I saw this in theaters and I remember liking it a lot. Rewatched it, thought it was pretty funny. Probably not as good as I initially thought, but pretty good. 1917, fantastic film. Wonderful film that's kind of told in a one shot. Like it appears like it's shot in one shot. Obviously it's not, but in one take. Sam Mendes film. I ordered a steelbook of this and it just either got stolen or lost, and I've just never been able to get it since. And then I already got this copy. I've seen the steelbook come back, but there's no point anymore. I mean, I already have it. I've gotten over it. It was annoying at the time. 1984. So I read the book of this a few years ago and I loved it. So then I went back and rewatched the movie and I loved it as well. And it's great that they have a Criterion of it. I think that's a great film and story. Then we have 300, a triple feature of 300, Troy, and Alexander Revisited. 300 is all right. Troy I like. And Alexander Revisited, it takes a lot of patience to get through that one. It's a long film as well. 2012, pretty good, cheesy, end-of-the-world type film by Roland Emmerich. One of his better ones. AI, Artificial Intelligence. I like this film a lot. I think it's a Steven Spielberg film. Yeah. And it has like a Stanley Kubrick story or something like that. Pretty good film. I think it breaks down a little bit at the end, but overall, a good watch. One I really enjoyed, Simple Favor. I love Anna Kendrick. I'm a huge fan of Anna Kendrick, and I've met her as well. Yeah, she's just fantastic. Accepted. This one actually came out recently. Another Blake Lively film here. Pretty good college acceptance type film. Harmless kind of comedy. Oh, I don't have many Tyler Perry in my collection. I have maybe one other title, but Acrimony was a really good film, and I think Taraji P. Henson's performance in this was so good. I've only seen it once, but I do want to watch it again. I just have a hard time going back into my shelf and picking out a title, especially when, as you've seen, things are so jam-packed. So I'll avoid it sometimes, but that's a good one to have. Adjustment Bureau, pretty good film. Almost perfect story, I think. And I kind of like the, the chemistry between these two leads, Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. Triple pack of, I think it's a Ryan Reynolds triple pack actually, with Adventureland, Waiting, and Van Wilder. Don't remember Adventureland too well. I like Waiting and I like Van Wilder. The Adventures in Babysitting. Elizabeth Sue she's like a babe in this. Love this film. This is a really good 80s film. Another one I think is underrated or doesn't get talked about a lot is Ad Astra. Wonderful Brad Pitt film. I think it's directed by James Gray. This is like the first film I can think of that actually goes. It's not. I don't want to say it's realistic, but it just feels realistic, and it goes further into the solar system, like to Neptune, I believe. And it's just visually stunning. I don't know if there is a 4K or like a 4K steelbook. I didn't see it at the time, so I didn't get the 4K. But I would assume that it would look like fabulous. I don't know. I don't know if they even have one. We'll see. Aeon Flux, not a great film, but I do like Charlize Theron in these kind of badass type roles, and I really like the steelbook. I like this. I think Barbarella was like this as well, or Arrival. I like this kind of style of steelbook, so I have a few of those. This was a horror pack exclusive, Agoraphobia. It has Tony Todd from Candyman. Apart from that, it's just like a standard kind of like cheap budget horror. Ain't Them Body Saints. One of my favorite actresses of all time is Rooney Mara. So you'll see a lot of her in this collection. Great performances here. This is by David Lowery. He worked with these two a few times, and they did a ghost story together, which I love even more. And that's definitely in the collection somewhere. Airplane and Airplane Part 2, Airplane 2, the sequel. They're very similar type humor films, but Airplane is just fantastic. I love that direct type humor. It's like parody, straight up parody type humor. I think this obviously set the trend for things in the future like Scary Movie, spoofy type films. Aladdin, Diamond Edition. I think I got this one used. I'm sure they made steelbooks and stuff since. I have just never felt the need to update. I do like this film though. It's one of the better animated Disney films. I think they were at their best or at their height in the early 90s when they released a bunch of animated films. And then we have, this is the live action remake, which I really like. I think Will Smith was fine in this, even though people were kind of talking about it early on, like it looks weird. I think it's a good film. I can go back and watch this again. I'm not disappointed at all with this one. I'm actually more of a fan of these live action films. I think they work well. So I'm excited for, I think the new one is Little Mermaid. Yeah, I'll watch that one. I have a few Alice in Wonderland, so this is going to be a little bizarre at times. So let's see. This is the first one that I have from 19. I'm never going to buy. Yeah, 33. Black and white. I think it's silent as well, honestly. Pretty trippy, and it feels creepy just looking at the visuals in this, but that's pretty cool. This is a bootleg version of Alice in Wonderland, the X-rated version. A lot of people don't know this one exists. And then I have the classic 1950 something version of Alice in Wonderland, the cartoon version, the animated version. Pretty good. And I do like the Johnny Depp fronted Tim Burton ones. Well, Tim Burton did this one. I don't know who did this one, but this one's okay. That one's all right too. I like Mia Wasikowska. I don't know. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but I really like her as well. And I'm a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. I have the books. I read the books. Anytime there's any type of Alice in Wonderland thing, I do love it. I'm a big fan. I have like a Alice Funko there from one of the films. Speaking of Alice, Sweet Alice, nice Arrow release. I think I got this one on a sale. Good slasher film, that one. And then another good film that I really enjoy, and I hope there's a sequel to, Robert Rodriguez's Alita Battle Angel. I think visually this was great in the theaters. Pretty good story too. They could take it further if they wanted to. And All About Eve, a classic film. I think it's also on Criterion, but I have this nice digibook. No point changing it, in my opinion. Wonderful film. If I'm not mistaken, that is Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, she had a small role in that one. Betty Davis is fantastic in this. There's a few films of hers that are where she's just stunning and just fantastic. That's one of them. All Cheerleaders Die. Pretty good, dumb type horror comedy about cheerleaders getting killed. I like that one quite a bit. Big fan of Ryan Gosling and Kirsten Dunst, so I have a few of their films in my collection. Ryan Gosling's probably one of my favorite actors. Really good film. This is based on, what's his name? Robert Durst. It's like, yeah, I don't know if it ever mentions that it's based on him, but it is. Like, it's basically his life story. They just changed the names around, I think. But pretty good thriller, that one. Kind of depressing as well. So I have 2 copies of Almost Famous. The other one is more of a modern release. So things are just falling. It's a newer release, so it's somewhere. It'll come out later on when I get through this collection. This is a bootleg. Not a bootleg. Sorry, what am I saying? This is an extended edition from England, and I just like the cover. And at the time, I didn't have any version of this, so I just got it when I was out there. Alpha Dog, pretty good film. I think it's based on a true story. Maybe, I don't know. Pretty good story. Nice cast as well. Underrated cast there. I mean, why did I bring these out like that? All right, Amadeus. About Mozart. Biopic. Very good film. Really fantastic. One of the best films of all time, in all honesty. This is a really good music biopic type film. Amelie. This is another great film. I have not opened it. But I've watched it. It's fantastic. Fantastic film. Pretty French film, I think. American Beauty, another fantastic film. A classic. Yeah, everyone has that one. Now we're getting into the American titles. American History X, another fantastic film. Very rewatchable. Great performance by Edward Norton. American Honey. Love this film. Not a lot of people have this in their collection. This is it's a beautiful film. I think it has wonderful cinematography, and it's just like a feeling, that film. It's like a vibe. American Hustle, pretty good David O. Russell film. Have not watched this again since watching it, but I thought it was pretty good. I think Amy Adams looks great in that one. American Pie 4 movie collection. This has the first 4, which is Reunion, Wedding, 2 and 1. 2 and 1 are great. Wedding's all right. I think Reunion is pretty good. They brought it back. And then I have the other American Pies that aren't like part of the direct cast. So there's Bandcamp. I can't tell you which ones I think are good. I don't remember them that well. Naked Mile. I've seen them all though. Beta House and Book of Love. They had another one, a newer one, Girls Rule or something. I don't remember liking that one. American Psycho, fantastic film, great book. Yeah, Christian Bale, one of his finest performances, and it's one of his earlier ones as well. This is so rewatchable. I'll do like a 31 days of horror type marathon, and I usually include this every year. I'll go through what other titles I include every year as well, if I remember. Anatomy of a Murder, pretty good courtroom drama. I'm saying pretty good. It's a fantastic courtroom drama. if you're into collecting Criterions or checking out like Criterion worthy films, this is it. That one is it. Anchorman. Talked about Anchorman 2 earlier. I think this is a pretty funny film. Very quotable, very classic. Yeah, that's a good film. So I've done 30 minutes recording. I'm going to try to upload this one and then do another video as we go on. It's going to be like this, kind of just go through each shelf. Hopefully next video I talk less about none of the titles, just go right into it. But thank you for watching this one. We'll go through once I fix these shelves and try to figure out best way to record. Hope you enjoy that one. See you next time.